everybody, and welcome to this latest episode of our pseudo podcast, talking about M20 spoilers. Now, in all honesty, we thought we'd have a bit more time after episode 1, where we spoke about our predictions of what things could be reprinted in the upcoming core set. When literally a day after recording that, Wizards of the Coast blessed us with the first 3 spoilers from the new core set M20. So Romy, do you want to start us off? Tell us what we're looking at, what we're dealing with.
So really, in spoilers, you kind of want to take them a card at a time and talk about them as this, then this, then this. When really, since these 3 are all Chandra Planeswalkers, it feels like we kind of will be darting back and forth between them. I'm seeing these very much as the uncommon, rare and mythic, as like a Pokemon evolution symmetry, where you've got like your Charmander, Charmeleon and Charizard Chandras.
Yeah, I can see that, absolutely.
Absolutely through, which makes me wonder, are we going to see them in every colour?
Maybe. I don't know. To me, this would suggest maybe not, in that is it a Chandra focused set, so these are just the only Planeswalkers we're going to get, but they're doing something maybe a little bit different by printing them at the different rarities. So for those that don't know, then, so what we're talking about is there have been three Chandra Planeswalker cards spoiled. Now these are 3 cards that are in the main set, whereas usually you get 2 of the same Planeswalker spoil, but one's from the Planeswalker deck.
Yeah, it's usually not quite as competitive as well.
And it's very much aimed at introductory level. But no, these are 3 Planeswalkers of the same character, being Chandra, in the main set, so they're all available through the booster packs. There is an uncommon, there is a rare, and there is a mythic variant. So I think your analogy of Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard is pretty spot on for how this goes. Which one do you want to start with? Should we start with the uncommon and build up?
Yeah, let's build up.
Okay, so
I'd say the first thing I've noticed about this uncommon Planeswalker is, unless I'm wrong, and please comment and correct me, I think it's the first uncommon Planeswalker to have a plus ability.
Yes, that is absolutely true, because all the uncommon Planeswalkers from War of the Spark only tick down.
Yeah.
They didn't tick up. So the first one I'm talking about then is the uncommon variant. It's Chandra Novice Pyromancer. So this is obviously depicting Chandra when she's newly sparked, still very young, still learning her craft as a fire mage. Legendary Planeswalker Chandra comes in with 5 loyalty.
4 mana to cast.
4 mana to cast, so yeah, 3 in a red. It's +1 elementals you control get +2/+0 till end of turn. -1 add red. -2 Chandra Novice Pyromancer deals 2 damage to any target. Initial thoughts seeing that for the first time then?
Do you know, if it was a 3 mana card, I think it was a broken type card. 4 mana in mono red is a hefty price. I don't see it being a complete win card on her own, but I do like the plus ability. I do like being able to add a bit of mana on the minus. And damage, the way it says any target, we're not talking player or planeswalker or creature or planeswalker. Any target is important, and that being able to tick down if you've got a shock in hand, if you've got a lightning strike in hand, can make that bit up. You know, how many times have we seen a wild growth walker who's now got a base of 5 having put some counters on, that's really hampering your gameplay as red. So this might just help finish those extra bits of damage off. I really wish she was that 1 mana cheaper, but maybe I'm just being greedy.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I think what's nice is obviously that with it being uncommon, the power level seems about right for that rarity. You're going to see a good couple of her in your packs. You know, it's not unheard of. You could get 2 of this card in your pre-release kit. Yeah, I like it. I think elementals suggests that there's a creature type that's going to be in the core set in a limited environment, possibly. Yes. So you're going to kind of get a bit of travel support. The ramp's quite nice, especially because you see her very much in a mid-range red rather than sort of a burn. I think you're right. She's not really doing anything at 4 mana for burn to really capitalise on. The 2 damage, is not to be sniffed at. You saw from War of the Spark, Jaya Ballad's uncommon card there did a similar thing. -2, deal 2 damage to any target as an uncommon, and especially in sort of draft and sealed, that's 2 shocks.
Yeah, I don't think she's a standalone planeswalker, but if you were playing a sort of Super Friends Sarkhan type deck, then I think she's got a place in those kind of places.
Yeah, I agree. So you think 3 mana's where Planeswalker should be at? You like a 3 mana Planeswalker? So can I tempt you with the rare Chandra?
Yeah, go for it.
So the rare Chandra is Chandra, Acolyte of Flame. 1 red, 3 mana total. A legendary Planeswalker Chandra, rare. 4 loyalty as a starting loyalty. Abilities are 0. Put a loyalty counter on each red Planeswalker you control. 0. Create 2 1/1 red elemental creature tokens. They gain haste and you sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. And -2. You may cast target instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard. If that card will be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. So you get to recur shocks, lightning strikes, skewer the critics, light up the stage. From a constructive point of view, this is quite good.
I really like this card, and as someone who doesn't choose to play red or mono red regularly, nothing against it, it's just, we all have like a colour we feel more close to. I really like this card. I think the 3 mana cost is completely affordable. I like that you can do every single one of them on entry. There's a way of putting loyalty counters on without having to rely on proliferate and splash other colours to make that happen. Mm-hmm. For 0, being able to create the 2 elemental creature tokens, do you know what, sometimes at the very end of a game when you just need to get those few points of damage through, that could be, do you know what I mean? It can have an impact on the board state. Something I really don't like doing as an opponent is trading with creatures I know they're going to have to sacrifice. I really don't like it. So if I've got like a nice 3/1 on board or something like that, and they've got a little 1/1 coming my way that I know is going to die anyway, I'm reluctant to let them have my creature in exchange for that. So these ones, I think they add another dynamic to the game that they're just annoying. And being able to get something back, like I know we talked about Banefire leaving this time, but you can still get that back for the next 3 months out of your graveyard with this card.
Yeah,
it's
still legal till September
still
at
legal
least.
till September at least if we don't see a reprint. And I really like to put a loyalty counter on each red Planeswalker you control. Really promotes playing lots of Planeswalkers, which I believe everything from War of the Spark is still feeding on theme now.
Yeah.
Play with lots of Planeswalkers. So I can see this working alongside Fire Artisan. And again, do you know what? I do like a Sarkhan, everyone's a dragon.
Yeah.
type thing.
We could have mono red Sarkhan Planeswalkers friends as a thing. And I think it would work. I'm with you. I think the elemental creature generator for 0, so you're not going down, is a really good ability. Yes, you have to sacrifice them, but I can see this from a constructive point of view very much being a sideboard card for burn. If you come up against like a go wide strategy, like if you're coming up against Selesnya tokens, or mono white usually tries to go wide with lots of little itty bitty X1, X2 creatures. This could be a really good way for burn to get those last couple of points of damage in, clear the board a little bit, like you were saying, trade. Do you really want to block one of these 1/1s with your Adontal Vanguard?
Not really.
Because it's going to either trade or cost you 4 life to keep it against a token that's going away.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's really hampers thought processes, I think.
I tell you the other thing it does, it makes you really resilient to board wipes, because in red, I like to get as many of the creatures down, the Viashino Pyromancers, the Steamkins, I want those down early on, because they're going to get me repeated amounts of damage through, whereas that one shock, unless you do bring it back through a recursion ability or spell, it's going to do that 2 points that one time. So I want to invest in creatures early game.
Yeah.
So, but when someone drops your what's it called? Kaya's
Wrath.
Yeah, someone drops a Kaya's Wrath down, a Cleansing Nova, and your board state's gone. But their board state's gone as well. Instantly, you've got 2 more creatures in dealing damage straight away again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It does have that resilience.
3 mana is very cheap.
I think that's,
3 mana Planeswalkers, I think often people, and I'm using the Kaya Planeswalker as an example, who had quite, on paper, a very niche ability, but 3 mana is cheap. She did a lot of work which came to standard. Baby Teferi is 3 mana, doing lots of work since coming into standard. Narset as an uncommon 3-drop planeswalker.
Who saw that coming with Narset?
Yeah.
I opened a foil one, as you know, at pre-release, and I started like, oh, it's okay. And then now in Arena, like, what's that? UB Kefnet, let's play with Narset.
Exactly.
What's that? Let's play with Narset.
So I think this is a very, very good card. It's rare and it's nice that it's not Mythic. I think it's really good. I really like it. I think equally the -2 recursion. How many times in Burn again are you just a shock short before they stabilise, or a lightning strike short before they stabilise? You know, if you put this on turn 3 and then turn 4 you've got 4 mana available to you. You know, you can cast lightning strike, shock, -2, get your shock back. That's you've dealt 7 points of damage that turn. You know, that's usually finishing off. That's not to say everything else you've got. If you've got a creature down or a Steamkin down or whatever it may be, really good synergy. We like it. I also like the fact it works in synchronization with the uncommon Chandra. In that, obviously, she gives your elementals +2/+0.
Yes.
And then this rare Chandra creates 2 1/1
Yeah, we're
elementals.
talking 6 points of damage.
Exactly. You're increasing. So you're trading with most things at 3 power, especially in limited. You're getting 6 points of damage through if they're not blocking them. There's a really nice synergy there between the two, and I quite like that design space they've gone in.
I think we're going to see this have play.
Definitely.
It's a very playable planeswalker. So, for example, when we got Jaya in Dominaria, yeah, do you know what? All of the things are very, very nice, but no one's playing with her.
No.
I'm not seeing that happen unless someone's playing some sort of really weird range jank. Or if you're playing some sort of mono red commander, you might find space for Jaya in that. But in terms of standard play, so sometimes you get a really cool planeswalker out, but they're just not competitive enough. And I think out of all of them, I think I like this one the best.
Okay. So let's talk about the third one then, because this is the Mythic Chandra. Has a lot of text, so let's go through it each of them. So this is Chandra, Awakened Inferno. She's all grown up and on fire. 6 mana to cast, 4 red. Legendary Planeswalker Chandra comes in with 6 loyalty. Static ability, this spell can't be countered. Oh. Beautiful if you're in red.
Yeah, I mean, all of that same problem I have with Banefire, I have the same problem, but if you're in red, fantastic card.
So
if you're a control player, not so much.
Exactly. So as we say, coming in with 6, +2. Each opponent gets an emblem with, at the beginning of your upkeep, this emblem deals 1 damage to you. That sounds great. -3, Chandra, Awakened Inferno deals 3 damage to each non-elemental creature. And -X, Chandra, Awakened Inferno deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, and if a permanent would die, dealt damage this way, would die this turn, we exile it instead. She does a lot. There's a lot to take in there.
Yes. And well, do you know what? Before we even get going, can I just say how much I really love the artwork on this?
It is
I
really
love
nice.
it. I find it
very
so
flaming.
relatable. I mean, the previous artworks are really sweet, but it is a lot. This one is a lot more mature. She's seen some stuff, man. That's what I'm getting from this. Like, okay, I've had enough. I'm not playing the Isn't My Fire cute anymore. Like, so yeah, I really, really like that. It's very empowering.
So let's start with the +2. So you straight away increase the loyalty up to 8. That is a lot of loyalty on a planeswalker, and you give your opponent an emblem. Not that I can recall. I don't think there's, a planeswalker gives an emblem on any plus ability before this. They usually say for ultimates or
they usually gain
at least they're a minus ability because they're quite powerful. So if you're playing this, let's say you're playing this on turn 6 on curve, and you're +2, you've got an 8 loyalty planeswalker, you give an emblem to your opponent, dealing 1 damage to them each turn. Whilst that seems quite expensive, it's an instant clock.
Yeah.
Because you cannot get rid of an emblem.
See, this is where, now, again, this might be me having a tinfoil hat on, but as someone who likes to try and build decks themselves, I see that +2, and I immediately want to play with the Tibalt that nobody wants to play with, and not let your opponents gain any life. And I think that rather than just playing, it's a different style of red, this makes me want to play red control in a fashion,
which is
really different. How you would usually play with red, it's just like quick and hasty. A reason I stay away from red usually is because I really enjoy a nice engine. I like trigger, this happens, token here, this there. But I see this as, oh my gosh, the fact that it comes in with 6 and then you +2. So let's be honest, if you're putting it down, you really want it to go to emblem unless you've got reason to do something different. to get on 8 straight away, 8 loyalty is a lot to take off a Planeswalker. And you're not going to drop this down if you've got no way of defending it and they've got some sort of big 12/12 dinosaur, a nice Galter on the board that you know she's going to die. No. 8 points of damage is a lot to get through.
I mean, you see this with I mean, if you take Karn Sign of Earth as an example of something to compare it to, that costs 4 and comes in with 5 loyalty, you plus it up to 6. People struggle getting rid of that in one turn.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and yes, this costs a bit more. You're putting it down later. It's 6 mana, but 8 loyalty straight away. If you just instantly plus 2, that is hard to deal with.
But then again, I think this harmonises with the previous Chandra, who the Chandra number 1, as we'll call her.
Uncommon Chandra.
Baby
Chandra.
Charmander Chandra.
Yeah.
Adds mana. Again, not at a massively. Chandamander adds mana. Right, not a rapid pace. If that said add 3, oh my. But I like the theme that they harmonise amongst themselves as well. And the fact that she's dealing 3 damage to each non-elemental creature, which fits in with the previous 2, as we've said.
Yeah.
Clears the pathway for them. So it might be that if you've got the others in play and you drop this one down, that just could clear the way for you to get that damage through.
Yeah, and I suppose, like you said, there is a bit of ramp there, because if you play Sandramander, as we're now going to call her, on turn 4, then your next turn 5, even if you miss your land drop, you can -1, get 2 more red mana, play big Chandrazard, and you're off then. You're away at the races, aren't you?
Yeah. Are we milking this analogy?
No, we're sticking with it. We're going to make it a thing.
Okay, I like it. Yeah. The 3 damage to each elemental creature I find really interesting as well. When you think about what stops you getting through, picturing like a green deck where you Jade Light Rangers, unless they've got counters on or things like that, would have a most due to exploration, explore trigger. Sorry, a toughness of 3.
Yeah.
He's going to get through a lot. You may have Branch Walker's toughness of 3. 3 is a decent amount.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's obviously more expensive because it's costing you 6 to play, but cards like Sweltering Suns deal 3 damage to each creature, Deafening Clarion deal 3 damage to each creature. You know, these are sweepers that do work against a lot of decks. I mean, if you're playing anything that's kind of low to the ground aggro, whether it's mono white, mono red, it's pretty much going to kill everything. And if you're in a really tight pinch, if you're putting this down and your opponent's just got the 1 creature, but it's a big 5 toughness wild growth walker, then you have that ability with the -X. You can just deal that much damage you need, because she comes in with 6/6. You know, assuming you want to keep her on the board, you're going to get as -5 to deal 5 damage to something that will then exile it. This reaches more than a lava coil would. It's very versatile. And
if you're playing things where like like when you've just got rid of something like a Hostage Taker or a Chupacabra that has a decent ETB trigger, and then it gets brought back and round we go, the exile that I, knowing how I felt when my creatures have been lava coiled, that is really valuable.
Yeah, the exile's very strong. As a thing in Magic, because the graveyard recursion is very good at the minute thanks to the undergrowth.
But also the Planeswalker, if a permanent would be dealt damage this way and die this turn, exile it instead. When we're seeing things, you're going to have to help me out with this. There's a black enchantment, it's got chapter sagas on it, things come back. Eldest Reborn.
Eldest Reborn,
so like the Eldest Reborn is used a lot in Esper Control, even if it's a sideboard thing, but putting a Planeswalker and creature into exile in the right circumstances, it could really...
I mean, Command the Dreadhorde as well is another one in that same vein, in that if you're exiling them and they're not in the graveyard, your opponent who's playing Command the Dreadhorde can't bring them all back from the graveyard to suddenly get them on the battlefield.
Why aren't we talking about that card enough at the moment? It's something I haven't seen much of it, and then I feel like this last week of Arena, everyone I'm playing seems to be okay with everything dying, and then all of a sudden they do themselves a lot of damage for a load of life, and they filled the board back out again, and oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's come out of nowhere. It's suddenly become popular to play it, but I really like it.
Yes, we'll save that for next episode.
I'm excited.
But no, I agree entirely. It is a good card. So those are the 3 new Chandras that have been spoiled for the core set. Your prediction for something new came true. You are 1-0 on the board.
Yeah, I did
officially.
say there'd be a Chandra, didn't I?
Yes, and you got
I don't
3.
know how I do it. It's a gift.
It's a gift. So yes, we like these planeswalkers. We think they are good.
Yeah.
I think the rare one is probably my favourite.
I think this is my favourite as well. I think that's definitely going to see play. I think the big Chandra is definitely a game winner, and I think that she will do really well in mono red commanders. You'll make room for her in those kind of decks, fine. In standard, I think you're going to be a bit ambitious playing a 6-drop at any point in general standard. I think that, and again with novice pyromancer, but I think if you want to make this trinity work, then you have to build around it. I don't think this just slots into the fanatical firebrand deck. I think you want to be making a planeswalker deck that supports this.
I'm excited to see what other elementals are spoiled in the set, because I assume there's going to be others, not just the ones that these planeswalkers make. And this could be a whole little deck in itself, mono red Chandras.
Yeah,
I can see that being a possibility.
The Groovy Gang
might not be great, but I'll give it a go.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I think it's really good. I suppose the other thing I forgot to mention when we were talking about Chandrazard, Mythic Chandra, was don't forget that the +2 ability that gives your opponent an emblem, they can get more than one emblem.
Oh yeah, it's stackable.
That's stackable. So if
Absolutely.
you +2 next turn, +2 next turn, +2, they then got 3 emblems dealing 3 damage a turn. That is
and straight away
late game. That's going to win you the game.
Straight away, that 1 damage is meaning your spectacle type spells are activated. Imagine they're mainly sorceries, but if you've got ways and means around that, it means that's always on point already.
Oh yeah, definitely. It triggers spectacle, like you say. It just gives your opponent a definite clock. It's a way for you to get through a stagnant board if you're at a board stall.
Yeah, I want
the more
to see
I read
this.
the Mythic one, actually, the more I like it.
The Mythic one, I really want to do a Chandra Tybalt jank deck where you can't gain any life and you deal 1 damage, and all I have to do is just outlive you, and that's
you just
it.
keep passing the
I'm
turn.
gonna keep, off you go, ping,
Yeah.
over and over again,
Like
taking
it.
back control.
Yeah.
So you're not thinking we're going to see any more planeswalkers?
I don't know. I don't know, because the box is obviously got a heavy focus on Chandra as a character, and seeing that these have been spoiled in such a way, to me suggests that these may be the only planeswalkers we get, and it's just a different way of doing it. So rather than getting 1 of each colour like we did in the last year's core set, we're just getting 3 planeswalkers. They're all Chandra, but you're getting a different rarity level, so you can see the difference in power that planeswalkers can have. You're seeing the story element is there, where you're seeing a planeswalker growing up and getting more powerful.
To keep the balance. Before I even carry on, I really like the flavour of her growing up as well. I think
I
that's
do. I think
really
it's
nice.
a really nice touch actually from the design.
I think that's really nice how they've done that. But yeah, so in terms of keeping the colour balance then, because obviously we've seen Red have some appeal. It's got appeal to new players, because I see this and I want to play with this. It's got some serious power in it. It's going to alter a bit of gameplay. We then have to see that same thing repeated in the other colours. So do you think will we see something, for example, like 3 enchantments in white, 3 legendary creatures in green? Do you think we're going to see other 3 legendary sorceries in blue? Or something powerful for each colour?
I'm just saying, Ley Line of Sanctity would be very powerful in white, that would really balance against this burn style of Chandra.
Let it go.
It could be though.
Let it go.
Yes, possibly. I don't know. I mean, this may be just, I'm going on the assumption that because Chandra is so heavily featured on the box and no other planeswalkers are, and this is the first set of cards they have spoiled, makes me think that she is the focus. This is all you're getting planeswalker wise. You've just had 36, how many more do you want? But having said that, I like the idea that if this is a cycle and there is a character for each colour, I can't wait to see a Ajani as a kitten.
Please let that be true. Please let that be true. Watch, it'll be that Teo guy now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
instead.
maybe
like,
Teo.
Excuse me.
Because if that happens, I'm fully on board for this being a cycle. Kit and Ajani, yes. Baby of Nixilis you know, baby Garruk chasing a pig, you know, with a big axe or something. I'm fully on board for this to be a cycle. I don't think that's what's going to happen, just because this seems very unique to this particular story they are telling.
You mean,
great.
but a Johnny weapon of mass destruction as baby one? Too much.
Or if not, you can make that card and we'll allow it in Commander, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That would be great.
House rules.
So, yes, that is it. They are the first cards spoiled. I think we're going to wrap up that conversation then. And hopefully, Wizards will give us a bit of a breather so we can get these videos edited and published before more spoilers come out. However, as soon as more do come out, we'll record more and talk about it. And let us know in the comments what you think. Are you excited about the new Chandras? Do you like what they've done from the design point of view, giving you an uncommon, a rare and a mythic? Which one of the three is your favourite? Are you excited to build around any? Or do you think they're all rubbish and will be sticking in your trade binders for life? Who knows? So thank you very much for listening, watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.